In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bets for Tuesday, January 21st. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our NBA bet slate for January 21st. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetSD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage, currently at 8.99 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now for that Patreon, if you guys signed up for the Patreon, you guys would have been in perfect situation here for that NFL, for that national championship game between Ohio State and Notre Dame, because I had predicted that months ago and I gave it out to the Patreon. So you are in a win-win situation. That is the best situation to be in. All right, so you don't have no stress. You watch the game, enjoy it. We did put a little bit on that plus 8.5 just for shits and giggles there, because obviously Ohio State was so heavily favored there. Almost had an opportunity here, but we win at the end of the day. All right, so if you want to sign up for the Patreon and find out the NFL Super Bowl futures, that's in there as well. Guys, if you want winning plays, period, you sign up in that description link, write it down below. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes up 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into in Kaseya Center here. We have the Miami Heat 21-20 going up against the Portland Trailblazers 14-28. Looking at the current odds for these two teams, Heat are big home favorites, minus 600 on the money line, with the comeback of the Portland Trailblazers at a plus 425. Point spread set at a 10.5. Total points set at 219.5. Full game public bet percentage here, 89% of the bets, 93% of the money all over Miami. For the point spread, 63% of the bets, 73% of the money for Miami to cover that 10.5. And for the total points, 78% of the bets, 76% of the money towards that over 219.5. All right, injury report here for these two teams. For the Portland Trailblazers, Chris Murray, game time decision. Robert Williams, game time decision. Anthony Simons is a game time decision now. Donovan Clingan is out, and Matisse Thybulle is out. For the Miami Heat, Josh Richardson is out, and Drew Smith is out for the season. The positive news about the Miami Heat is that they got Jimmy Butler back. He played pretty well in that previous game against San Antonio. They struggled against Denver in his first game back, so that's understandable. Bounced back against San Antonio, and these two teams just played about 10 days ago as well, and that was a blowout win by Miami on the road, and that was the Miami Heat team without Jimmy Butler. That was during his suspension. This will be with Jimmy Butler here in the helm at home. This Miami team is trying to turn things around after that very strong low point that they had when Jimmy Butler was out, and previous to that they were struggling. All right, this should be a bounce back spot for them, and if Anthony Simons is going to be out, I'm going to have to lean in the spot here of the Miami Heat to cover this spread. That's where the value is. It's either going to be spread or total points. Give me the minus 10.5 for the Miami Heat in this particular game. And for the total, I'm going to go under 219.5. Yet again here, I think the Heat defensively can definitely limit the Portland Trailblazers, especially if we're talking about Simons is out. But even if not that, they held the Portland Trailblazers to 98 points in that first matchup. I think with Jimmy Butler, it's going to be even better and stronger defensive output here. I think they definitely cover and give me the under 219.5. In Barclays Center here, we have the rivalry here. Brooklyn Nets 14-29, going up against the New York Knicks, 28-16. Looking at the current odds here in this game here, we have the Knicks as road favorites, minus 550, with the comeback of the Brooklyn Nets at a plus 400. Point spread set at 10.5. Total points set at 220.5. Public bet percentage here, no information right now on the money line, but for the point spread, 73% of the bets, 84% of the money towards the minus 10.5 of the Knicks. For the total points, we have 76% of the bets, 64% of the money towards the over 220.5. Injury report here for these two teams. New York Knicks, Mitchell Robinson out and Kevin Mueller out as well. For the Brooklyn Nets, Bojan Bogdanovic out, Cam Thomas still out, Ben Simmons game time decision, Trendon Watford out, and Zaire Williams out as well. The only positive news here for the Nets is that Cam Johnson is back with the Brooklyn Nets. All right, so they're missing a lot of guys here. Usually with the Nets, you kind of trust them when you get Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson together. They've lost Dorian Finney-Smith. They've lost Dennis Schroeder. They lost a lot of the hustle guys. They do have D'Angelo Russell here, so this is going to have to be a game where D'Angelo Russell and Cam Johnson is going to have to step up here. But our main play here is going to be the over 220.5. I think the Knicks can put a big number here on this poor defense of the Nets. Nets at least have two of their shooters back that can keep this at least total going towards the over 220.5. In the last previous games, this total has reached the over on a couple occasions here. And ultimately, the secondary play will be the Knicks to cover this 10.5. All right. I hate that it's a little bit over the 10. I like a 9.5 better. But what the Nets are putting on the court right now is kind of embarrassing. The Knicks getting in stride. They struggled in the last couple games here. Lost to Minnesota. Lost to Detroit, but they bounced back very strongly here against the Atlanta Hawks. This is going to be a second game of back-to-back. You do have to take that into account as well, but I do think that this is a spot where the Knicks can definitely flex their muscle and get on a little bit of a run here. So give me the Knicks to cover 10.5, main play over 220.5. In Scotiabank Arena here, we have the Toronto Raptors 10-32, going against the Orlando Magic 23-21. Looking at the current odds for this game here, we have the Magic minus 140 on the money line with the comeback of the Raptors at a plus 115, point spread at a minus 2.5, and total points at 215.5. Public bet percentage here, no information right now on the money line, but for the point spread, 67% of the bets, 79% of the money on Orlando to cover. And for the total points, 76% of the bets, 81% of the money towards the over 215.5. For the money line, it just came through here, 73% of the bets, 92% of the money on Orlando to win as well, all right? Injury report here for these two teams. Orlando Magic here, Jet Howard, game time decision. Gary Harris, game time decision. Goga Batadze is out. Jalen Suggs is out, and Franz Wagner is out. For the Toronto Raptors, Chris Boucher is game time decision. Ochai Agbaji is out, and Emmanuel Quickley is out for the Toronto Raptors. These two teams have already played earlier January. That was a 9-point win by the Orlando Magic here. And the line was exactly the same, literally. Magic minus 135, Magic 2.5. And road favorites, as you can see, in a total around 214. The total for Tuesday is at 215. So it's a really similar line here. They're not trying to give you any tricks. And technically, the better team here is the Magic, all right? Magic trying to bounce back here with Paolo Banchero coming back healthy. That's another positive sign. They struggled against very good teams here for the past 5 games. Denver, Boston, Milwaukee. All those are very tough matchups there. Some of them they kept close, some of them they got blown out, and it's understandable with all the injuries. But the one team that they can definitely take advantage of, the Philadelphia 76ers, they did and got that win. All right, this is a much-needed win here for the Orlando Magic. I see a tougher schedule here. That's the reason why they lost. And I see this as a bounce-back spot here for the Orlando Magic. Raptors, You could say they had some fluke wins against Golden State, who was injured, and then Boston didn't show up at all. But other than that, they lost to Detroit, lost to Cleveland, lost to Milwaukee. Those are obviously good teams right there as well. But I'm going to go with the more talented team. The lines tells me a story of the same exact result as well. So give me the Magic on the money line, Magic to cover the 2.5, and give me the under yet again with the under 215.5 with the total. In Ball Arena here, we have the Denver Nuggets 26-16 going against the Philadelphia 76ers 15-26. Looking at the current odds for this mismatch here, Nuggets at home -900 with the comeback of the 76ers at a +600. Point spread at 13.5. Total points at 228.5. Full game public bet percentage here, 93% of the bets, 92% of the money all over Denver. For the point spread, 65% of the bets, 73% of the money on Denver to cover. And for the total points, 70% of the bet, 66% of the money on the over 228.5. All right. So looking at the injury report here, Philadelphia 76ers is still dealing with major injuries here. No Joel Embiid. He still has knee swelling. Caleb Martin is out. Ubaselli is going to be a game time decision. Kyle Lowry is out. Andre Drummond game time decision, and Paul George game time decision. Obviously, it would bode well if they can get Drummond and Paul George, then they can somehow compete here in this game against the Denver Nuggets. When you're going talking about a very high octane offense here, point blank period. Denver Nuggets, Peyton Watson game time decision, Jamal Murray game time decision, Vlatko Cancer out, and Deron Holmes is going to be out for the season. All right. Now, these two teams have not played yet so far this season. This is going to be their first matchup, and it is in Denver. Philadelphia has been struggling mightily, losing their last 5 games, and the majority of those games have been double-digit blowouts, all right? Denver has been in very strong form, blowing out Orlando, Miami, Dallas, and winning back-to-back games against Dallas by double digits. All right, this is a very formidable team here in the Denver Nuggets, especially fully healthy. I'm gonna have to go with the Denver Nuggets. It's a very high number at the -13.5. You can get creative here. You can go first half Denver Nuggets, and that's gonna be around that 7.5 to 7 or even 6.5 in the first half. Okay, I would advise first half Nuggets -7. I would advise the full total -13.5 as well. Or you can take the over on the team total of the Denver Nuggets. All right, so I'm giving you 3 options here to try to play this, because either way, I see the Nuggets dominating this spot here, and I don't really trust the 76ers covering any type of number here, especially if there's going to be no Paul George, no Drummond, and this Tyrese Maxey with a bunch of G Leaguers. All right, for the total of the 228.5, I ultimately like the over in this one as well. Nuggets will run up the score. I'm kind of basing things off of the 76ers to get to that 100-point mark. All right, so I like the Nuggets in a complete sweep. Nuggets first half, Nuggets full game, Nuggets team total over, and the over on the 228.5. Last but not least, here in Crypto.com arena, we have the LA Lakers 22-18 going against the Washington Wizards 6-35. Looking at the current odds for this game here, Lakers huge home favorites -800 with the comeback of the Wizards at a +550. Point spread at a 12.5, and total points at 230.5. Full game public bet percentage here. No information as of right now on the money line, but for the point spread, we have 57% of the bets, 64% of the money towards Washington to cover the 12.5. For the total points, 59% of the bets, 56% of the money towards the over 230.5. For the injury report here with these two teams, Washington dealing with Marvin Bagley out, Malcolm Brogdon out, and Sadiq Bey out. For the LA Lakers, Jared Vanderbilt out. LeBron James is a game time decision. He was at the national championship game, so he's going to fly back, obviously in a private jet from Atlanta back to LA to be ready for this game. Shafino is out. Anthony Davis is game time decision, and Christian Wood is out. All right, so for these two teams here, first matchup this season, and Washington Wizards obviously have been on a very long losing streak, struggling mightily in almost every game. Kept it close in some of these games that would cover this number. Phoenix only lost by 7. Golden State only lost by 8. Minnesota and OKC obviously blew them out, but this is the LA Lakers team that has been very, very inconsistent. Squeaked by the Brooklyn Nets, shockingly. I don't know how they did that. Miami beat them, and then lost to San Antonio and lost to LA Clippers. This is a LA Lakers team here you cannot trust. In the last 5 games, they haven't even covered the spread of 12.5 as well in their last 5 matchups between the very poor Washington Wizards. So in this game environment, there's going to be high scoring, which I already got from their past 5 games. All of them went over 230.5. All right. So over 230.5 is the top play. Love the over in this game, and give me the Wizards to cover the 12.5. All right. This is going to be a close game here. You absolutely cannot trust the Lakers here with this type of spread. It's a trap. And give me Wizards plus 12.5 in the over 230.5. All right. So those are going to be our selections for the Tuesday slate in the NBA. Let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? We can definitely debate about that down below. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon and get winning plays, click that link in the description. Get connected. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes out 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon. Peace out.